Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Iconic Ty. Don't ask me why, and I'm coming at y'all with another video. Now today, man, I got something special for y'all. But before we get into that, if you're new, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you like the video. Comment down below what you want me to watch next, because we always bringing you good, fresh content. Now, today we're coming at you with a video from a channel called The Sports Guy. He put together a list of the top 10 basketball players of all time. Now, I've never reacted to nothing like this. I've never even, I don't think, touched on a video like this before. You know, everybody got their own top 10, but for the most part, it's going to be the same names. The orders may be changed a little bit, but I just want to see what he got to say about his top 10, because I'm curious, bro. I've been having this conversation a lot recently, and I just want to see what he got to say about it, because, listen, it's a hot topic right now.
Top 10 NBA players of all time. Now, I know this list will be very controversial, and if it seems like I'm nitpicking, it's because I am. Because out of all the players in the NBA, to pick the 10 best is very hard, so I have to nitpick. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below what you agree with or what you disagree with and what you would change.
After the video,
but for now, let's get right into it, man. At number 10, we have Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. We will never see another player like Wilt. Among all his records, there are several that are considered unbreakable, such as him averaging 22.9 rebounds for his career, or 50.4 points per game in a season. He scored 100 points in one game and had 55 rebounds in a single game another game.
He did.
He scored 65 points more than 15 times, and he scored 50 points more than 118 times. He has a resume to go along with that too. 13-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champ, 9-time All-NBA, 4-time MVP, 7-time...
Will only won 2 rings? I thought Will won... I mean, because Bill Russell was winning a lot of those rings at the time.
Scoring champ, and he averaged 30 points and 22 rebounds for his career. But he's tied at 10 with Bill Russell. Yes, number 10 is tied with 2 people.
So he has Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain tied at number 10? I mean, I didn't know that we were doing ties on his list, bro.
Bill Russell has the most championships in NBA history and prevented Wilt from getting a lot of his championships.
Facts.
He averaged 15 points and 22 rebounds per game, was a 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 11-time NBA champ, and 5-time MVP. So take your pick for the number 10 spot. You going with the stats guy or the accolades guy? It's up to you.
You know what? Okay, I see why he put him in the same conversation. Like he said, stats, you got the stats with Wilt, you got the accolades with Bill. Played in the same era, literally the same like time frame. I would give my edge to Wilt Chamberlain, because accolades are cool, but they don't tell the whole story. But I just gotta see the rest of his list.
Shaquille O'Neal, the Big Diesel.
You got Shaq at number 9,
man. A 15-time All-Star, 14-time All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ, 4-time NBA champ, 3-time MVP. Shaq did it all, man. The only reason he falls to number 9 is because he has some detrimental flaws which held him back tremendously. For example, late in games, he was really a liability because of his free throw shooting. It was awful. And he never was able to win another championship without an All-NBA guard with him. For example, Kobe with the Lakers or Penn.
Here's the thing. Not a lot of big men, if any, could win a championship without a guard that's just as good. That's just the way it is, and that's just the way it is in general in basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Penny with Magic or D-Wade on the Heat. I know that may seem unfair, but in this type of list, I have to nitpick. But nothing taken away from Shaq. In my opinion, he's the most dominant force the NBA has ever seen. But there was one player that was able to dominate even Shaq.
My favorite because personal reasons. And the reason was he was a guy that I couldn't break.
What are you about to say?
Hakeem to me is number 1.
That's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
All right, bro. You already messed up. In no way, shape, or form. I was just having this conversation. Hakeem Olajuwon is a great big man, a great player. He's not better than Shaq. He's not over Shaq. He's not over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You can put him in the conversation with Wilt and Bill, but he's not. Shaq and Kareem are the 2 best centers of all time.
Who I have at number 8. Arguably the most skilled center to ever do it. His footwork made it him impossible to guard. And unlike most centers during that time, he could shoot that mid-range very damn good. He was a force to be reckoned with. and one of the only players who didn't let Jordan and the Bulls get the best of him. Out of their 23 times they faced, Hakeem got the better of Jordan 13 of those times.
And that's already 4.
And he has a filled resume to go along with it. Tim Duncan at number 7, the big fundamental. Remember when I said Hakeem was arguably the best big man with the best footwork? Yeah, I said arguably because Tim Duncan,
number 7. Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time. 5 rings, you know what I'm saying? He's the greatest at his position. So that alone should warrant you a top 5 spot. So I'm curious to know who he has over Tim Duncan.
Duncan is right there. He's called the big fundamental for a reason. He's a lot more recent, so y'all already know what Tim Duncan could do. A force on the interior defensively and offensively, as well as being able to space the floor. And like Hakeem got the better of Jordan, Duncan got the better of LeBron throughout their career, beating LeBron 21 times and LeBron winning 15 and winning 2 championships from LeBron. But y'all already know this man's accomplishments. 5-time NBA champ, 15-time All-NBA, 3-time MVP, and the greatest power forward and the greatest Spur to ever play the sport of basketball.
So how is he 7th?
Tim Duncan at number 7. Larry Bird at number 6. A top 3 small forward to ever
Larry
do it.
Over Tim.
Gave some truly legendary rivalries with him and the Lakers. One of the best shooters ever in NBA.
He doesn't have Larry top 5, which is concerning. Larry is over all of them big men you just named, but you don't have Larry top 5. I'm getting worried.
History. Truly, he was ahead of his time with all his flashy passes and flashy moves. One of the greatest trash talkers the game ever seen, and one of the most confident players ever. He was so confident in his abilities, he played an entire game only with his left hand just because he felt like it, just cuz. And he's a righty.
Yo, can you imagine, bro? Like, yeah, I'm just gonna play with my non-dominant hand for the game because I want to make it interesting.
And he put up a 47-point triple-double. A 3-time MVP, 3-time NBA champ, Larry Bird was a monster. The best white player to ever play the sport of basketball.
The best white player. Okay,
at number 5, we got the Black Mamba.
Okay.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay.
The second best shooting guard to ever play the sport of basketball.
Okay. Bean at 5.
One of the best scorers of all time, and he was able to do it out.
See, the thing is, I don't know about Kobe being top 5. Me personally, I would have him further up. And when I mean further up, I mean like top 3. Top 3, really? Top 3 or top 4. I already know who he's going to put above Kobe. Obviously MJ, obviously Bron. But then after them 2 players, you know, it really comes down to like him versus Magic. And I'm taking Kobe over Magic. That's just me.
At all 3 levels. He had the 3-pointer. He was a mid-range marksman. And on the interior, he ranks top 5 in all-time points for a reason. One of the best perimeter defenders to ever do it.
Facts.
A 12-time all-defensive team player, by the way. The hardest worker the NBA may have ever seen.
Facts.
Along with being one of the most clutchest players of all time.
This is also facts.
5-time NBA champ, 1-time MVP, and should have had way more. Kobe Bryant filled up the stat sheets every single night.
At number 5.
And his career shows for it. So at number 5, we got Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay, so who's number 4?
At number 4, we got Magic Johnson. The greatest point guard to ever do it. Some of you may argue Steph Curry, but Steph Curry hasn't been around long enough. And he hasn't been good long enough for him to be the GOAT yet.
So like I said, yeah, Magic, Kobe. That's really probably going to always be like the who's over who as far as the position that they should be in. But if Magic is at 4, I already know 2 of the top 3. So I'm curious to know who you have over him.
Retires. So for right now,
Kareem,
it's Magic Johnson. He's the greatest Laker of all time. Not the greatest player to play for the Lakers, but he is the greatest Laker, if you understand what I'm saying. Arguably the best playmaker to ever do it. Standing right there with the best of them like LeBron.
I don't think he's the greatest Laker of all time, but okay.
He's a 5-time NBA champ, 3-time MVP, and in my opinion, he's the second best perimeter defender ever. He's a 2-time
steal. The second best perimeter defender ever? I mean, I know you got MJ at number 1 as the best perimeter defender, but what about Scottie Pippen, bro? Scottie Pippen is continuously disrespected, and I'm starting to get real mad about it.
A leader for a reason. He was able to do it all. The only thing Magic Johnson lacked in his game was a three-pointer. But during that time in the 80s, the three-pointer wasn't really relevant anyways, so it didn't really hurt him back then.
That's
so,
true.
number 4, got Magic Johnson. At number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I already knew it.
Obviously, by now, you guys could tell what my top 3 is. If Kareem isn't in your top 3, you don't know basketball, I'm sorry. Setting aside his college dominance, which he is probably the best college player of all time.
He is the best college player of all time.
Kareem won 6 NBA titles, 6 MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs, and was an All-Star for 19 seasons. That's 2 decades.
Here's my thing about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 19 All-Stars is crazy. Like, that's crazy. But how can you say that, you know, Shaq never won without an All-Star guard, but then Kareem only won with Magic Johnson and Oscar Robertson? Like,
and was named to the All-NBA first team 10 times. Those numbers can surely compete with the best of the best, and even surpass most of them, considering he's also the all-time scoring leader in NBA history.
Okay.
He is arguably the greatest offensive weapon the NBA has ever seen, and had the longest career as a top NBA player, although LeBron will pass that. So, number 3, Kareem. Oh boy. Yeah, at number 2, I have MJ. I know some of y'all are going to be mad at this one.
He got Michael at
Jordan is the greatest scorer the NBA has ever seen. Homie averaged 30 points for his career. He's the best perimeter defender ever. Right there with Magic Johnson. 3-time league leader in steals. Won a defensive player of the year.
This was made. When was this video made? This video was made last year. Like 6 months ago or whatever. LeBron still has a lot to do before he's better than
all-defensive team.
Like,
he's also the biggest winner the NBA has ever seen, preventing all-time greats like Charles Barkley, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, all from ever getting rings. He was 6-0 in the finals and never even allowed a Game 7.
All right, exactly.
Jordan is a monster. Not to mention, he had 5 MVP awards. But my GOAT is LeBron. Call recency bias if you want, but at least hear me out first. LeBron is the best basketball player to ever do it. There's never been a player that can do every single facet of the game of basketball at an all-time high the way LeBron can. LeBron can score at all 3 levels, the 3, mid-range, and inside. He can defend the paint while at the same time being able to defend the perimeter. He's 6'10", 6'9", 245 pounds. He's an absolute monster. He can rebound, pass, and play make. At all-time highs, by the way. What else do you want?
Okay, so he's just a Bron fanboy. And from Bron is my guy too, but he's just being a fanboy. Listen, sports guy, I'm gonna hit you with that sub, like I said. But listen, LeBron hasn't completed what he needs to do. First of all, everybody's gonna talk about the 2011 finals. Even I will. Like that's something that we'll all never get over. You're not supposed to lose to the Mavericks. You're not supposed to get outplayed by Jason Terry. Not if you're the greatest in the world. He has to win more if he's gonna be back in that conversation with Michael Jordan. Because once 2011 happened, that conversation kind of closed. It just started opening back up when he won a ring in Cleveland, and then Golden State happened, and now he won one with LA, and we gotta see if he go win at least I'm thinking at least 2 more. He gotta go for at least 2 more and tie Jordan for 6 rings, maybe 7. It's tough, man. It's tough to erase the 2011 finals and that Golden State era, but I mean, all in all, it's a respectable list. I would have done it completely different. You know, it was a lot of question marks, very questionable, but then it makes sense. It was biased, but I might have to come up with my own list, man, because I think my list would probably be the most accurate list on YouTube, bro. I'm not even joking with y'all. But man, I mean, that's it. That's all I got to say, man. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button, hit that like button. You know, comment down below what y'all want to watch next. I'm Iconic Ty. You know, don't ask me why. That's what we do around here, and I'm out, man.